Kevin Levin was tired of constantly finding his car in trouble. It seemed like every time he went out for a drive, something would happen to his beloved vehicle. Whether it was getting caught in the crossfire of a battle, being damaged by someone's antics, or getting stuck in a dangerous situation, Kevin was at his wits' end. One day, after yet another incident that left his car in shambles, Kevin decided he had had enough. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a glowing wand that he had acquired on one of his adventures. With a mischievous grin, he aimed the wand at his car and muttered a few words, causing it to shrink down to a tiny toy version of itself. Kevin chuckled to himself as he carefully placed the miniature car into his pocket. Now, no matter what trouble he found himself in, his car would always be safe and sound inside his pocket. As Kevin went about his day, he couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of his situation. He found himself chatting with the AI voice of his car, joking about the wild adventures they had been on together. But things took a turn for the unexpected when Kevin found himself facing off against SCP-682, a fearsome and indestructible creature. Without missing a beat, Kevin summoned a purple-eyed T-Rex and Sauriphaganx to help him in the battle. As the fight raged on, Kevin summoned a big, tall, indestructible metallic box to hide inside, leaving his car safely tucked away in his pocket. The purple-eyed theropods unleashed their fiery breath on SCP-682, while the creature retaliated with powerful tail swipes. The battle was intense, with both sides taking heavy hits and sustaining significant damage. The purple-eyed theropods seemed to be able to heal and regenerate thanks to their glowing eyes, while SCP-682 seemed to be able to withstand any injury that was thrown its way. As the battle raged on, the screen suddenly went black, and the word 17 hours later flashed across the screen. When the screen lit up again, it was now nighttime, and the entire area was in ruins from the battle. Kevin was still hidden inside the metallic box, peering through a rectangular hole to watch the aftermath of the battle. The purple-eyed theropods and SCP-682 were standing in front of each other, panting and exhausted from their epic showdown. With one final clash, the fighters sent shockwaves rippling through the air, their glowing eyes fading as they collapsed to the ground, lifeless. Kevin emerged from his hiding spot, opening a portal to return to his bedroom. He pulled out the toy version of his car from his pocket, placing it carefully in a drawer for safekeeping. Settling down on his bed, Kevin drifted off to sleep, his car now safe and sound in its miniature form. As he slept, he dreamed of the adventures that awaited him in his tiny toy car, ready to be returned to its full size whenever he needed it. The night was peaceful, with Kevin sleeping soundly, his car tucked away safely in the drawer beside him, a reminder of the wild and unpredictable journey he had just experienced. Words. 539. Kevin Levin sat in his car, frustrated and fed up with the constant trouble and damage it faced. I swear, if one more alien attack destroys my car, I'm going to lose it, he muttered to himself. As he drove through the city, a giant monster suddenly appeared and started wreaking havoc. Not again, Kevin groaned as he activated the glowing wand from his pocket. With a wave of the wand, his car shrunk down to a toy-sized version that he could easily slip into his pocket. The AI voice of his car chimed in, car successfully miniaturized. Have a safe journey, Kevin. Kevin couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of the situation. Thanks, car. You always have my back. As he continued on his way, he encountered SCP-682, a formidable and dangerous creature. Thinking quickly, Kevin used the glowing wand to summon a purple-eyed T-Rex and Sauriphaganx to help him in battle. The creatures clashed with SCP-682, unleashing a fierce fight filled with fire and glowing energy. The purple-eyed theropods proved to be a formidable match for SCP-682, thanks to their regenerative abilities and powerful attacks. Hours passed, and the battle raged on into the night. Kevin found a safe spot to hide inside a tall, indestructible metallic box, watching the chaos unfold through a rectangular hole. Finally, after a long and exhausting battle, all the fighters lay motionless on the ground, their glowing eyes fading away. Kevin emerged from his hiding spot and opened a portal to return home. Once safely inside his bedroom, Kevin retrieved the toy-sized version of his car from his pocket. He carefully placed it in a drawer, ensuring its safety before settling down for the night. As he drifted off to sleep, Kevin knew his car was safe and sound, ready to be returned to its normal size in the morning. He couldn't help but smile at the thought of his trusty car, snug in its spotless drawer. The night passed peacefully, and Kevin awoke to a new day. With a sense of relief, he used the glowing wand to restore his car to its normal size. As he climbed in and drove off, he couldn't help but feel grateful for the adventures and challenges that came with being a hero. And so, Kevin Levin's car once again braved the streets, ready for whatever danger lay ahead. With a laugh and a smile, Kevin knew that as long as he had his trusty car by his side, he could handle anything that came his way. Words. 426. Kevin Levin had always been known for his impulsive and often reckless behavior, but his latest escapade had left even him feeling frustrated and fed up. It seemed like no matter where he went or what he did, his car was constantly getting damaged or trapped in some kind of trouble, thanks to his own antics or those of others. After yet another close call during a battle, Kevin decided enough was enough. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a glowing wand, an artifact he had acquired on one of his many adventures. With a mischievous grin, he pointed the wand at his car and muttered a few words, causing it to shrink down to a smaller toy version of itself. Chuckling to himself, Kevin carefully placed his miniaturized car inside his pocket, safe from any further risks of damage. As he did so, he couldn't help but start to give playful replies to the AI voice of his car, who seemed just as exasperated with their constant misadventures. But Kevin's respite was short-lived, as he soon found himself facing off against a formidable opponent, SCP-682, a notoriously dangerous and near-indestructible creature. Not one to back down from a challenge, Kevin once again wielded his glowing wand, this time summoning a pair of purple-eyed T-Rex and Sauriphaganx to aid him in the battle. As the epic clash unfolded, Kevin remained hidden inside a big, indestructible metallic box, with his car safely tucked away in his pocket. The purple-eyed dinosaurs unleashed their fiery breath upon SCP-682, who countered with powerful tail swipes, but to no avail. The creatures' glowing eyes allowed them to heal and regenerate from their wounds, making them formidable opponents against the monstrous SCP-682. Hours passed, the battle raging on into the night, the entire area becoming a war zone of destruction and chaos. Finally, after a grueling fight, all three combatants collapsed, exhausted and lifeless on the ground. Kevin emerged from his hiding spot, relieved that the battle was finally over. Quickly opening a portal, Kevin retreated to the safety of his bedroom, where he pulled out his miniaturized car from his pocket and placed it inside a drawer for safekeeping. With a sigh of relief, he settled down on his bed, the events of the day finally catching up to him. As he drifted off to sleep, his smaller toy car sat safely inside the drawer, ready to be returned to its normal size with a wave of the glowing wand. Kevin made a mental note to be more cautious in the future, ensuring that all hazards were clear before using his magic artifact to bring his car back to its full size. With his car now secure and spotless, Kevin finally allowed himself to rest, knowing that he had overcome yet another challenge with a mix of bravery, humor, and a touch of magic. The thrill of the battle still lingered in the air, but for now, he was content to dream of new adventures and escapades that awaited him in the future. Words. 514. Kevin Levin. Frustrated, I can't believe this. Every time I try to take my car out for a spin, something or someone always manages to damage it. I am so fed up. AI voice of car. Warning, unauthorized access detected. Damage to vehicle imminent. Kevin Levin. Rolls his eyes. Yeah, I know. Just give me a minute. Kevin reaches into his pocket and pulls out a glowing wand. With a mischievous grin, he points it at his car, causing it to shrink down to a tiny toy version of itself. Asterisk. Kevin Levin. Chuckling there. Now no one can mess with you. AI voice of car. Vehicle safely stored. Thank you, Kevin. Just then, SCP-682 appears, causing Kevin's eyes to widen in shock. Asterisk. Kevin Levin. Muttering to himself, oh great, just what I need. A giant lizard trying to destroy everything. Thinking quickly, Kevin uses his glowing wand to summon a purple-eyed T-Rex and a Sauriphaganx to distract SCP-682. He then conjures up a big, tall metallic box to hide inside while keeping his toy car safe in his pocket. Asterisk. Kevin Levin. Watching the battle unfold, this is insane. I never expected to be in the middle of a monster showdown. After hours of intense fighting, the purple-eyed theropods and SCP-682 are left exhausted and lifeless on the ground. Asterisk. Kevin Levin. Emerging from the box, well, that was something. Time to head back home. Kevin opens a portal and steps into his bedroom, making sure to secure his toy car safely in a drawer before settling down for the night. Asterisk. Kevin Levin. Yawning finally, some peace and quiet. Time for some well-deserved rest. As Kevin drifts off to sleep, his toy car sits safely in the drawer, ready to be returned to its normal size with a wave of the glowing wand. Asterisk. Kevin Levin. Closing his eyes, good night, little buddy. Tomorrow, we ride again. With his car safe and sound, Kevin falls into a peaceful slumber, dreaming of new adventures and challenges to come. Asterisk. The end. Words. 339. Kevin Levin was used to dealing with all kinds of trouble and chaos, being a member of the superhero team with Ben 10. But one thing that constantly frustrated him was the constant damage and mischief his car would get into. Whether it was a battle that caused someone to accidentally use their magic and compromise his car, or just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, Kevin's car always seemed to be in the line of fire. Fed up with constantly having to repair his car and deal with the aftermath of battles, Kevin decided enough was enough. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a glowing wand, a gift from a fellow superhero, and with a smirk on his face, he used it to shrink his car down to a smaller, toy version of itself. He carefully placed his mini car inside his pocket, ensuring it was safe from any further risks of damage or disappearance. As he chuckled to himself at the absurdity of the situation, Kevin suddenly found himself facing off against the formidable SCP-682, a creature known for its incredible strength and regeneration abilities. Not one to back down from a challenge, Kevin used his glowing wand once again to summon a purple-eyed T-Rex and Sauriphaganx to aid him in the battle. With the help of his summoned creatures, Kevin was able to hold his own against SCP-682. However, the battle was fierce and destructive, with both sides unleashing powerful attacks and regenerating from their wounds. The purple-eyed creatures emitted purple fire and generated shockwaves with every strike, while SCP-682 used its glowing green eyes to deliver devastating tail swipes. As the battle raged on, the entire area became a war zone, with debris flying everywhere and the ground shaking from the force of the collisions. Eventually, after hours of fighting, all three combatants collapsed on the ground, exhausted and motionless. Taking advantage of the momentary peace, Kevin emerged from his hiding spot in a metallic box and quickly opened a portal to escape the scene. He pulled out his smaller toy car from his pocket and placed it safely inside a drawer, ensuring it would be protected from any further chaos. As he settled down for the night, Kevin reflected on the events of the day. Despite the danger and excitement of the battle, he was grateful to have his car safe and sound inside the drawer. With a sense of satisfaction, he drifted off to sleep, knowing that his trusty vehicle was secure and ready to be returned to its normal size when the time came. The next morning, Kevin woke up refreshed and ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. With his car safely tucked away, he felt a sense of reassurance and determination to face whatever chaos came his way. As he reached for his glowing wand to return his car to its full size, he made a mental note to always be prepared for the unexpected and to never underestimate the power of a small, toy car in a world full of larger-than-life battles. Words. 519. Kevin Levin found himself in a dreamlike state, where reality seemed to blend with imagination in unexpected ways. He was no longer the tough and confident warrior he usually was, but a comically frustrated character dealing with a never-ending series of misfortunes involving his beloved car. In this dream, Kevin's car was constantly getting trapped in trouble and damaged by the antics of various individuals, even during intense battles where magic and other abilities were in play. Each time his car was compromised, Kevin would widen his eyes in humorous frustration, his tolerance wearing thin with each new incident. Finally reaching his breaking point, Kevin decided to take matters into his own hands. Pulling out a glowing wand from his pocket, he used its magic to shrink his car down to a small toy version. With a mischievous chuckle, he placed the miniature car safely inside his pocket, determined to avoid any further risks of losing it again. As Kevin continued to navigate through his dream world, he found himself facing off against the formidable SCP-682, a creature of immense power and destruction. Knowing the danger that lay ahead, Kevin summoned a purple-eyed T-Rex and Sauriphaganx to aid him in the battle, as well as a tall, indestructible metallic box to hide himself inside. The fight between the purple-eyed creatures and SCP-682 was intense, with each side unleashing devastating attacks upon the other. The purple-eyed theropods, with their glowing purple eyes, proved to be formidable foes, continuously healing and regenerating from the damage inflicted upon them by SCP-682's vicious assaults. After hours of intense combat, the field was left in ruins, with both sides exhausted and lifeless on the ground. Kevin emerged from his hiding spot, surveying the scene before him with a mix of relief and exhaustion. Quickly opening a portal to escape the chaos, he retreated to the safety of his bedroom, where he could finally rest. Placing his miniature car inside a drawer for safekeeping, Kevin settled down on his bed, the events of the day weighing heavily on his mind. As he drifted off to sleep, the glow of the wand beside him reminded him of the power he held in his grasp. In his dreams, Kevin's car remained in its toy form, tucked away safely until the moment he would need to summon it back to its full size. With a sense of peace and security, Kevin slept soundly, knowing that his trusty vehicle was safe and protected. As the dream faded into darkness, Kevin's mind drifted into a realm of endless possibilities and unknown adventures, where he would face new challenges and triumphs with his car by his side, ready to tackle whatever obstacles lay ahead. And in that moment, Kevin found solace in the knowledge that no matter what trials may come, he would always have his car to rely on, both in reality and in his wildest dreams. Words. 489. Whiplash. 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 All right, Megatron, let's see what we can do to fix you up. Devin Weston. This is quite the challenge we have on our hands, but I'm sure we can figure it out. Megatron. Please, I beg of you, I need my body restored. I cannot lead the Decepticons in this state. Whiplash. Don't worry, Megatron, we'll have you looking as good as new in no time. Devin Weston. Whiplash, start working on repairing his internal circuits. I'll use my AI glasses to scan for any additional damage. Whiplash. Got it. I'll start with his optics first. As Whiplash began his work on Megatron's optics, Devin Weston scanned the rest of his body for any other damage. They discovered multiple dents, scratches, and sparks coming from various parts of his body. Devin Weston. Whiplash, we have a lot of work to do here. Let's get started on fixing up these damaged parts. Whiplash. I'll start by replacing some of these damaged panels. Can you hand me that spray paint over there? Devin Weston handed Whiplash the spray paint, and he began giving Megatron's body a fresh coat of paint. The once dull and scratched surface began to shine once again. Whiplash. There we go, looking good already. Now, let's move on to his internal circuits. Devin Weston. I've done a scan of his circuits, and it looks like we'll need to replace a few of the damaged components. Whiplash. No problem, I have some spare parts that should do the trick. As Whiplash worked on replacing the damaged components, Devin Weston focused on repairing the sparking parts of Megatron's body. Together, they worked tirelessly to restore the mighty Decepticon leader to his former glory. Megatron. Thank you, Whiplash and Devin Weston. I feel stronger already. Whiplash. It's no problem, Megatron. We're just happy to help. Devin Weston. Now that Megatron is taken care of, let's move on to Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave. The trio of evil Decepticons lay on their own hospital beds, heavily damaged and in need of repair. Whiplash. All right, let's get to work on these three. We have our work cut out for us. Devin Weston. I'll start by analyzing the damage. Whiplash, can you begin on Starscream? Whiplash. Of course. I'll start by fixing his wings and then move on to the rest of his body. As Whiplash worked on Starscream, Devin Weston analyzed the damage to Soundwave and Shockwave. The three Decepticons were in rough shape, but with Whiplash and Devin Weston's expertise, they knew they could be restored. Whiplash. Starscream is looking good as new. How are we looking on Soundwave and Shockwave? Devin Weston. Soundwave will need some new circuitry, and Shockwave's arm needs to be replaced. It's going to take some time, but we can do it. Whiplash. Let's get to work then. We can't let these Decepticons stay damaged for too long. As the hours passed, Whiplash and Devin Weston worked tirelessly to repair the three Decepticons. With their skills and determination, they were able to restore Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave to their former glory. Devin Weston. And with that, our work here is done. The Decepticons are ready for battle once again. Whiplash. It was a pleasure working with you, Devin Weston. Until next time. As Whiplash and Devin Weston left the hangar, the Decepticons stood tall and menacing. They were ready to wreak havoc once again, thanks to the skill and dedication of Whiplash and Devin Weston. Words. 578. It was a stormy night when Marvel's Whiplash and Devin Weston from GTA 5 found themselves inside a dimly lit hangar, surrounded by the towering metallic bodies of the Decepticons, Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave. The once fearsome robots now lay in a sorry state, their bodies heavily damaged and compromised after a fierce battle with the Autobots. Megatron, the ruthless leader of the Decepticons, had reached out to Whiplash for help. His voice was weak and filled with static as he begged for someone to fix his broken body and failing internal circuits. With a smirk, Whiplash rolled up his sleeves and got to work, determined to bring Megatron back to his former glory. As Devin Weston used his AI glasses to analyze and scan the damaged body parts of the Decepticons, Whiplash began the painstaking task of repairing and upgrading Megatron's robotic body. Using spare parts, tools, and a touch of creativity, he meticulously worked on each component, making sure to give Megatron a complete makeover. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, Marvel's Iron Man was busy upgrading the heroic Autobots. With his advanced technology and quick thinking, he opened up their robotic bodies, revealing intricate circuits and mechanisms. Iron Man pressed a button, triggering a series of upgrades that would enhance the Autobots' abilities and strength. As the hours passed, both Whiplash and Iron Man worked tirelessly to repair and upgrade the giant robotic bodies of the Decepticons and Autobots. The hangar was filled with the sound of clanging metal and whirring machines as they labored into the night. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the Decepticons and Autobots were ready. Their bodies gleamed with a newfound energy, their AI optics eyes glowing with power. Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave stood tall and proud, their once damaged bodies now restored to perfection. With a sense of accomplishment, Whiplash and Iron Man watched as the Decepticons transformed into their vehicle modes and powered down, entering a state of recharge. The Autobots followed suit, their upgraded bodies humming with potential. The storm outside began to subside, the thunder and lightning fading into the distance. In the quiet of the hangar, a new chapter had begun for the Transformers universe. The Decepticons and Autobots were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, their bodies stronger and more powerful than ever before. As Whiplash and Iron Man looked upon their work, a sense of pride filled their hearts. They had saved the day, bringing balance and order to a world torn apart by war and destruction. And as they prepared to leave the hangar, ready to face whatever the future held, they knew that their alliance would always be strong, their friendship unbreakable. The hangar fell silent, the only sound the gentle hum of machinery as the Decepticons and Autobots recharged, preparing for the battles that lay ahead. And in that moment, amidst the flickering lights and shadows, a new hope was born, a hope that peace and harmony would reign once more in the Transformers universe. In the mysterious and eerie areas surrounded by the purple foggy mist, two powerful apex predators, the purple-eyed lion and the purple-eyed tiger, stood ready to engage in a fierce and epic battle. The screen focused on the paws of the purple-eyed lion, the glowing purple sharp claws illuminated in the dim light. The camera then shifted to the right side face of the lion, its purple glowing eyes fixed on the purple foggy mist in front of it. Suddenly, the purple-eyed tiger emerged from the mist, its own glowing purple eyes locked on the lion. Without hesitation, the purple-eyed tiger launched itself at the lion, pouncing and striking with its sharp, purple claws. The lion fought back, using its own glowing claws to defend itself. The two apex wildcats clashed relentlessly, each emitting purple misty gas with every swipe and bite. As the battle raged on, the two predators seemed evenly matched, their glowing eyes shining brighter than ever. They continuously healed and regenerated from each other's attacks, the purple mist swirling around them. The purple-eyed tiger dashed at the lion, grabbing it with its glowing fangs and thrashing it against a rock, shattering it upon impact. The tiger emitted purple energy waves from its roar, sending the lion flying backwards. But the lion retaliated, unleashing its own energy waves to push back the tiger. Both creatures charged up their paws and claws, emitting oversized energy waves that collided in a spectacular display of power, creating a massive ball of purple foggy gas. The battlefield was filled with shockwaves and swirling mist as the two apex wildcats continued to exchange brutal attacks. They dashed at each other with increased speed and agility, the intensity of their battle reaching new heights. Their purple eyes glowed fiercely as they fought, the bright light matching that of stars in outer space. 1,000 years passed in the blink of an eye, the purple foggy mist now darker and thicker than ever. The lifeless bodies of the lion and tiger lay on the ground, their purple glowing trails fading away. They had given their all in the epic battle, finally collapsing in exhaustion. As Tank Dempsey and Marvel's Kraven witnessed the aftermath of the destructive battle, they were both amazed by the sheer power and ferocity of the two apex predators. The mysterious and otherworldly nature of the battle left them in awe as they walked away, leaving the lifeless bodies behind. The story of the purple-eyed lion and the purple-eyed tiger would go down in history as one of the most epic and thrilling encounters between two powerful beings. Their battle had shaken the very foundations of the land, leaving behind craters and a sea of purple mist in its wake. It was a tale of strength, resilience, and the untamed spirit of the wild. Words. 475. As the purple mist began to clear, the purple-eyed lion and tiger stood facing each other, their glowing purple eyes locked in a fierce stare. The tension in the air was palpable as they prepared to engage in battle. I never thought I would see the day when two apex predators would come face to face like this, Tank Dempsey remarked, his voice filled with awe and excitement. I have been waiting for this moment for centuries, Marvel's Kraven replied, his eyes gleaming with anticipation. To witness the power of these creatures firsthand is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. As the lion and tiger charged at each other, their movements were quick and precise, their glowing claws and fangs leaving trails of purple energy in their wake. The ground shook with each impact as they collided, the force of their blows creating shockwaves that rippled through the air. This is incredible, Tank Dempsey exclaimed, his heart racing with adrenaline. I've never seen anything like it before. The battle raged on, the two predators locked in a fierce struggle for dominance. Each strike and counterstrike was met with equal ferocity, their movements a deadly dance of claws and fangs. I can't believe the sheer power these creatures possess, Marvel's Kraven marveled, his eyes glued to the spectacle before him. It's like watching a force of nature unleashed. As the battle reached its climax, the lion and tiger unleashed a final, devastating attack, their combined power creating a massive explosion of purple energy that engulfed the battlefield. The dust settled, revealing the two predators lying motionless on the ground, their bodies covered in glowing purple trails. Tank Dempsey and Marvel's Kraven approached cautiously, their eyes scanning the scene before them. They fought with everything they had, Tank Dempsey said quietly, his voice filled with respect. It's a sad sight to see such magnificent creatures meet their end like this, Marvel's Kraven replied, his tone solemn. As they turned to leave, Tank Dempsey couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the power and majesty of the purple-eyed lion and tiger. Nature truly is a force to be reckoned with, he said, his voice filled with reverence. And with that, they walked away from the battlefield, leaving behind the remains of two fallen giants and a memory that would forever be etched in their minds. The battle of the purple-eyed apex wildcats was over, but its legacy would live on for generations to come. Words. 412. It was a dark and misty night in the area surrounded by a purple foggy mist, where two powerful apex predators, a purple-eyed lion and a purple-eyed tiger, were about to engage in a fierce and epic battle. The screen focused on the paws of the purple-eyed lion, the glowing purple sharp claws ready for combat, before shifting to focus on the right side face of the lion as he stared intently at the purple foggy mist in front of him. As if materializing out of the mist itself, the purple-eyed tiger slowly emerged, its own glowing purple eyes locking onto the lion. Without hesitation, the tiger launched itself at the lion, pouncing and striking with its sharp claws. The lion retaliated with equal ferocity, the clash of their glowing claws emitting trails of purple mist as they fought relentlessly. Their battle took them to a rocky outcrop, where the lion crashed into the rock, shattering it upon impact. Undeterred, the tiger continued its assault, dashing at the lion and grabbing him with its glowing fangs, throwing him with tremendous force. The lion, however, quickly recovered, emitting energy waves from its roar to push back the tiger. Both apex predators were evenly matched, their glowing eyes shining brighter than ever as they fought with unmatched speed and agility. They unleashed powerful energy waves from their paws and claws, creating a massive ball of purple foggy gas that spread across the battlefield. As they continued to exchange attacks and counterattacks, the intensity of their battle grew, shockwaves and purple mist swirling around them in a mesmerizing display of power and skill. They utilized every ounce of their strength and speed, their movements a blur of neon-lit purple trails. After what seemed like an eternity of combat, the screen shifted to black, the words 1,000 years later revealing a time jump. When the screen lit up again, the battlefield was now completely covered in a darker purple foggy mist, the bodies of the two apex predators motionless on the ground. Their glowing trails had dissipated, their once fierce eyes now closed as they lay still, the aftermath of their epic battle evident in the massive craters and destruction around them. Tank Dempsey, a witness to the incredible display of power, could only stand in awe before walking away. As Marvel's Craven arrived on the scene, he too marveled at the scene before him, the lifeless bodies of the lion and tiger a testament to the unfathomable power they possessed. With a sense of respect for the fallen beasts, Craven walked away, leaving the battlefield to its silence. The battle of the purple-eyed lion and tiger had come to an end, a saga of destruction and power that would be remembered for generations to come. The mystery of their origins and their ultimate fate remained shrouded in the purple mist, a story that would be passed down through the ages as a thrilling tale of two mythical creatures locked in eternal combat. Words. 499. In a distant land shrouded in a mysterious purple foggy mist, a fierce battle was about to unfold between two powerful creatures, the purple-eyed lion and the purple-eyed tiger. The screen focused on the massive paws of the purple-eyed lion as it prowled through the mist, its glowing purple eyes scanning its surroundings. Suddenly, the screen shifted to the right side of the lion's face, revealing its intense gaze as it locked eyes with the purple-eyed tiger emerging from the fog. Without hesitation, the purple-eyed tiger launched itself at the lion, claws shining with a menacing purple glow. The lion retaliated with equal ferocity, the clash of their glowing claws creating sparks that illuminated the surrounding mist. The battle escalated as the two apex predators relentlessly attacked each other, their glowing eyes never dimming as they continuously regenerated from each other's blows. The ground shook with each strike, rocks shattering upon impact as the creatures clashed in a fierce display of power and agility. As the purple-eyed tiger gained the upper hand, hurling the lion into a rock with a thunderous impact, it seemed like the end was near for the lion. However, the resilient lion fought back with all its might, emitting waves of purple energy that pushed the tiger back. The intensity of their battle reached a climax as both creatures charged up their paws and claws, unleashing massive energy waves that collided in a blinding explosion of purple mist. The force of their clash created shockwaves that spread across the battlefield, leaving destruction in their wake. Despite their immense power, both the purple-eyed lion and tiger began to show signs of exhaustion as they traded blow after blow. Their movements became slower, their roars echoing through the mist as they struggled to keep fighting. In a final, awe-inspiring moment, the two creatures launched themselves at each other with all their remaining strength, creating a cataclysmic blast that tore through the land. The sheer force of their collision created craters the size of countries, filling the battlefield with a thick haze of purple mist. As the dust settled, both the purple-eyed lion and tiger lay motionless on the ground, their glowing eyes fading as they succumbed to their injuries. Tank Dempsey, who had been watching from a distance, could only stand in awe at the sheer destructive power of the creatures before walking away, leaving the battlefield behind. Marvel's Craven arrived just in time to witness the aftermath of the battle, his expression unreadable as he surveyed the fallen beasts. With a silent nod of respect, he turned and walked away, leaving the eerie purple mist to linger over the battlefield as a haunting reminder of the epic clash that had taken place. In the end, the purple-eyed lion and tiger had fought with unmatched ferocity, their battle leaving a lasting impression on all who had witnessed it. Their legacy would live on in the tales of their epic confrontation, a testament to the power and resilience of these mythical creatures. Words. 504.